Hey kiddos, looks like you found your dad's anime stash. It's gonna be a good one. This week, what are you doing, Sai?
I was
Just stop
the
whatever you're
the
doing and do it.
the bright lights was messing with my head.
Anyway, we're gonna be reviewing Mashuko Tensei, Jobless Reincarnation. Actually, the first thing I watched on Funimation. Isn't that great, guys?
Which is now no longer Funimation.
It's no longer Funimation. It's on Crunchyroll, but
Yeah.
it's obviously popular because
It is.
This show is in 32 different languages.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 6.
Yeah, if you
A
go to
lot.
Crunchyroll and you click down, it's like Portuguese, Spanish, French. Like it just lists every language that the first season's in.
You just need to learn English.
It's in English. If that's
yeah, I watched it in English.
That's what I did. I watched the dub for season 1.
We all watch the dub? That's weird.
Yeah, I
always watch the dub. I will never watch a sub if there's a dub.
I agree with you 100%, and most people always fight on that.
I know, but I cannot do it. I would rather. No.
Mark, you're off the podcast permanently. Sai, you're in.
All right, that's fine.
I don't know. It depends on the voice. For me, it always depends on the voice acting. Like I'll tend to watch like the first few minutes of subbed and dubbed, and like try to see how I like the voice acting, and then I kind of decide which one I want to go with.
That sounds like a lot of effort.
It but
does. It sounds painful too.
But it's always worth it. So I did watch this one subbed.
Okay, so what if Yusuke had fucked up his first line in Yu Yu Hakusho and you didn't watch it dubbed? How would you feel now?
I mean, I'd feel shit now, but like, I mean, hey, it's a tried and true system, and I did that for Yu Yu Hakusho way back in the day, and was like, oh my god, it's so bad, and it's subbed. Same thing with Dragon Ball Z. When Super first came out, I was like, all right, maybe I'll finally try to get back into Dragon Ball again, and I had never watched Dragon Ball subbed in my life. It had only been dubbed, but I was like, it's gonna be forever until they're caught up. I was like, all right, I'll give subbed a try. And I got through 5 minutes of subbed Super, and I went, "Dear God, never again!" And like, I couldn't do it.
Okay, I was about to ask you about Cowboy Bebop. Actually, I was gonna be like, "Would you watch Cowboy Bebop sub?"
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't watch it subbed.
There's some of those animes that cross over that they're just like you can't imagine them even as animes anymore. Dragon Ball Z being one of them. I remember trying to watch Super subbed when it first came out, and I was like, I don't know, I don't want this to sound sexist, but I was like, why does everyone sound like a woman?
Because they were.
They were, yeah, that's true. Like, but it's predominantly female voice casts, and it just doesn't resonate with something I've watched my whole life.
But I will say I did watch Super all the way through, so I just couldn't wait. I
couldn't do it. I can't stand the voice actor for Goku.
It's too different, man.
It is. It's a shock.
I want to say I think I didn't stop. Like it didn't get to a point where I couldn't notice it until like after maybe the Beer saga. Was when I was like, okay, this is just how they sound.
See, that was another issue with me, that the first 2 sagas basically brought nothing new to the show, and it seemed like so much work to adjust my mind to subs. I had to read the subs. I had to, wrap my mind around all new voice actors. I didn't even like when they changed the Frieza voice actor,
Yeah.
But what's the
now, so
yeah? What's Jobless Reincarnation about?
So we got a young man who is a NEET. That's on my screen. That means he's not involved in education, employment, or training. He's a hikikomori. He's basically a hermit. So as the series goes on, we find out more about that. But he lives at his parents' house, rent-free, sits in his room, watches anime all day, does inappropriate things to himself because no one else will. Well, after an incident, he's kicked out. And as he's walking down the street, he sees some young school children about to get murdered by a car, probably driven by the same guy who drove the car in Yu Yu Hakusho.
I would assume so.
He pushes them out of the way, and he saves them at the cost of his own life. But much like Yu Yu Hakusho, the series doesn't end there.
Nope.
He gets, unlike Yu Yu Hakusho, he gets reincarnated in another world, a world of magic and whimsy and big-breasted women.
Yeah.
And he gets a second chance at life, and he does his best. Sometimes, kind of.
Sometimes. So, right away, the thing that I liked is like this concept, right, has been done a lot. Guy gets killed and transported to a different world, like Overlord. Yeah, like it's a lot. It's an
isekai.
Yeah, it's a used concept, but what I liked right at the beginning was that usually when they get teleported to a different world, it's like, oh, I'm the avatar that I was in this video game, or or whatever, like Sword Art. It's like the same thing, like, oh, I'm the guy I created in the game, or it's usually something always like that. This was the first time, at least that I've seen, where it's like he restarted life as a baby, just with the mental capacity of his old life.
A literal reincarnation.
Yeah. So that I thought that was a nice change of pace for an isekai, this type of isekai. So that was what I liked already, like right away. Was like, this is a refreshing change.
I think I think it might have been the first one I saw like that too, but I know I had heard of some, like, I think Ascendance of a Bookworm. Is that an isekai?
Crunchyroll recommended I watch that.
Yeah, it's still trying to get me to watch that. But my first impression was I actually really liked the show from like Jump Street. Like, and I'm not really a big isekai fan. I'll watch most of them just because they're
90% of anime now, and anything you watch
that
is probably secretly an isekai.
That
yeah.
too. But they're usually just something easy to watch. Like, you don't really have to think about it too much. But this one, like, the plot was really good, at least for me.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I get what you're saying. Like an isekai, they're all the same, so it's easy watching.
Much. Yeah,
it's easy to digest. You don't have to pay that much attention, and you can get it all.
Oh yeah,
but yeah. This had
you can like half zone out and like still kind of get everything that's going on. But like this like I binge watched this in 2 days.
Did you watch it all?
Yeah, I did.
Awesome.
Yeah, I was first one in weekly.
Like 9 years. First one since Jabberai Park that you've just
that I watched legitimately, like couldn't put down. It was I like, because I really liked it. I mean, obviously there's so I was curious because I was like, because we always like sometimes read the reviews and we watch like a really bad anime and try to find the reviews of like people that love it like to death. So I was looking into the comments because I watched it on Crunchyroll, and like every other comment was either like, this is really good, or I'm tired of the pedophilia, was like the only comments.
Yeah, that's a valid complaint.
Yeah, and that's what I was talking to my buddy about. I'm like, it's a weird thing because he's got the mentality of, like, obviously like a 34-year-old, but his body is that of a 13-year-old or a 10-year-old or whatever. And they've established in that world that kids that young can legit get married and start having kids. Like, they established that that's a thing.
They send him out of the house when he's 7 to go be a teacher.
Yeah, like, so it's like I was like, I get where people are coming from, but it's like, at the same time, like, I think it's supposed to be just about like the redemption arc.
Yeah.
For him, you're not supposed to be focusing on that. You're supposed to be focusing on the redemption of like him getting over all the trauma of his life.
Yeah, and then also, I don't know. I hate to say you have to forgive the pedophilia thing, but he doesn't understand it's wrong. You know?
Yeah, because at the same time, like, I don't know. It's weird because it's like you're 34, but you're in this world.
That sentence that I ever said it.
Yeah, it's a weird. It's a weird line because it's like, yeah, you have the mentality of a 34-year-old, but a god put you in a newborn baby's body.
Yeah,
like,
and you're aware of it too.
Yeah, and that was the, like, that's what like really got me interested early on. I was like, because you see him being born, I was like, what? Because I assumed it was like, oh,
Yeah.
he's gonna go into like his favorite MMO or some shit.
I forgot about that one.
And you
Yeah,
see him as a
when-
baby, and I was like, what? Why is he a baby? And I was like,
I've
oh,
seen-
it's an actual reincarnation.
See, I've seen other stuff where they do it this way. It's not like a main plot, but like a character gets reincarnated and they're a baby and they know who they are, but usually they forget. Like as
Yeah.
they
Yeah,
grow up a
yeah,
little bit, they
yeah.
forget their old life. But he didn't. And that's kind of weird. It was kind of weird that he didn't he just remembered everything from his old life so well and
Yeah,
merged it with his
it,
new one.
it took
And
like
even-
the full season until like right at the very end where you see him essentially giving up his old life, where he's fully gonna like start forgetting his old life now. But it took him 13 years or whatever.
And he still carries all that baggage too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
all the trauma and all that. So
Well, I think that's what that last scene was supposed to be about, is like him leaving everything behind that was holding him down and finally moving off on his own.
Now, did you watch the second season or just the first?
So hey, there's only one season actually. It got split into 2 parts.
Really?
Yeah. It's
Okay,
all considered one season.
I hate
So
when
let
they
me-
do that.
Yeah, that was weird. So after the Magic Storm was when they split it up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But
I
here's
think-
Okay.
Something
I
I wanted
read
to point out.
they released an OVA, but it wasn't there.
I haven't seen anything.
I
Like
haven't
a lot
seen
of the
it.
comments were talking about like, oh, they're gonna release an OVA of her goblin slaying adventure that like she starts to tell him about it, and then she gets sidetracked because he's all depressed. Supposedly that's the first OVA, is her day off killing goblins because something else
Could
happens.
be. I mean,
I
it's
think I
going to be
did
a
see
while till
something about
season
that.
2.
Yeah, they said season 2 and 3 has already been like season 3 has been greenlit
Oh,
too,
That he's about to say in 3
and
years.
a movie.
The only thing I've seen is season 2, but you wouldn't lie to me, Mark.
I wouldn't.
You better not, because
So-
I'd be sad.
Speaking of the split there in the Magic Storm, did you guys notice that? So the animation is fine. It's not great, but
it's
fine.
solid. Yeah, it's
And
solid.
after that Magic Storm, they clearly ran out of money for a couple of episodes, and it's just like ass. It looks
Yeah.
like somebody started drawing it with crayon, and they're just like, we gotta save some money, guys.
We blew it all on that Magic Storm explosion.
We blew it all. That's exactly
We
what
blew,
I was
blew it
thinking.
all. We blew it all in the explosion. We're kind of fucked now.
We have
Yeah,
no
but that was a
pencils
really
left. How are
nice-
we gonna animate this?
That was
Yeah,
really
guys,
nice.
what do we do? It was like the classic Mighty Python and the Holy Grail scene where they got to the end of the movie and they were like, "Fuck, like, what do we do? Split it into 2 parts to delay so we can build up some more money, and then I don't know. We'll figure it out.
We gotta wait till the check will cash.
Just put him in like the demon continent where we can just use like sand as the background for 3
Yeah.
episodes and no one will know."
I never even thought of that. Just draw a line. It's saying that sucks.
Yeah, it is kind of funny. They go from like all this build up to then they're just like, "I'm on the demon continent now." It was like, but I think that was kind of cool too. Like, so it was kind of a plot hole, but I get it where it's like, there's this giant floating thing in the sky, and he's just like, "Oh Lord, what is that?" They're like, "I don't know. It's probably fine though." Like,
Yeah.
what?
No, that's the Dragon Lord thing. Don't worry about it. Whatever.
No, the orb. When they saw that was the castle. When they see that orb, the orb that
Oh,
explodes
yeah.
for the first time, he asks the Lord of the guy that gets killed, like, "What is that?" And he's like, "I don't know, but it's probably fine though. Like, let's ignore it. Like, let's ignore it." And
Like,
they
this
just
is a weird world, guys.
and they
Don't
just
worry
ignore it.
about
I'm like, you literally live in a world of magic, and you're not curious about a giant floating orb of magic in the sky.
I guess. To be fair, I mean, if you live in a
Probably why
world
he
without
died.
magic, you'd be more curious.
It's probably why
Yeah,
he
that's
died.
true. It was just funny. I was like, all right, okay, sure.
Yeah, there was a lot of crazy stuff going on.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about. I want to talk about this dude's dad.
Paul,
Yeah.
My
So
hero?
I need
your
to
hero?
know. Yeah. I want to know what he did.
What didn't he do?
No, like
the maid,
in the
for one,
well, yeah, but in the letter,
Elaine.
in the letter he says, "You may hate me for what I did. You may curse my name, but help me find my family." And I'm like, and they mention it all throughout the season.
Okay.
Like they
Yeah.
mention it throughout the whole season where like everyone keeps talking about, oh, he's from Rudy, like the main character, I can't pronounce his name, is from this faction. There's like 4 factions of his family
Grey
name,
Rats.
and he's from like the taboo one because of something his dad did.
Yeah, the gray
And, like,
rats.
Yeah, they tease it throughout the whole season, but they never go into detail on what his
I
dad
thought
did.
it was something with his party. Like it was. I always took it as it was something aimed towards like his adventuring friends.
Well, see, I
Yeah.
thought it was a family thing because the party was like well known and famous, but like they bring it up at his party when he's his before like the episode right before his 10th birthday party when he's in the castle, and they're like, if only you were born to a different side of the family.
I always took it as he was like a branch member, like in the Hughes, like he was a branch member. So
They said his dad is the second one down of being the lead of that family.
Yeah, I always took it as the family's basically noble, but he decided to leave and become an adventurer.
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, because none of the rest of them are.
But I figured if it was,
we could all be wrong.
Yeah, we could. I think that. I think that's the thing. I think it's going to be like a later thing where he, like,
Hopefully.
maybe discovers what his dad did. But I did like how like they did a pretty good job of like they all get teleported, but they did a good job of like slowly reintroducing a lot of the characters instead of like just being like, look, they figured it out in no time. Like they were like, no, this took years and we haven't even discovered half this shit yet.
Yeah,
the build up to the warp though is so gradual. It's like out of nowhere.
Yeah, it kind of does blindside you. Like you don't really have a what do you call it? A foreshadowing of it.
Foreshadowing, yeah. You don't.
Yeah, no.
You don't have a segue to really anything that changes in the show because, like,
I think Rudy's the segue was that big orb in the sky.
Yeah,
and then it just explodes.
But they're like, so Rudy's just chilling at home, and he's like, I want to go to magic school one day, and his dad's like, you're moving out today.
And he's like, yeah, he's like, I want to. He's like, find me a job in town that pays well. Got it. Send you away.
And then he's over there training, and he's just like, oh, cool, a magic orb. And then he's sent to another continent.
Yeah, like, and he's like, all right, I gotta get back. And then it's just like, I mean, I thought that was like, I don't know, I kind of liked it that it was just like the lack of buildup was kind of refreshing, where it wasn't like 5 episodes of a buildup to the thing you expect. It was just, boom, this thing happened, deal with it, watch the show.
They did good world building in it.
Oh,
like
I was about to say,
yeah. I saw a lot of the comments because I was trying to read the comments, and this one I actually agree with, where a lot of people were saying one of the things that they liked, and I like this too, was that in the intro song, it was always different because they were showing scenes from the town or area they were in to like give it a little bit of depth.
I never watched the intro, so I missed.
Oh yeah, every intro showed where they were and just showed different parts of it.
Well, usually when you watch the intros, you get all kind of spoilers.
Yeah, this was just like background stuff of like, hey, they're in this town. Here's them in the market. Here's what the market looks like. Here's them buying their hotel room for the day. It was just like every intro was just showing them the town when they arrived, and then the episode just continued from the intro. So there was never a spoiler. It was just like, hey, here's a little background about how they got to this episode.
It's kind of like in the animes when they run out of what is it? What do I call it? They run out of material, or they're running out of episodes, so they start to turn the ending into more show.
Oh yeah. This was just
the ending off and run the show into it.
Yeah, this was just the intro, which was pretty nice. I liked too how I liked one of the things they did with the main character too was like they didn't just automatically make him like this, even though he was obviously like crazy powerful. They didn't turn him into like his overly cocky, like I'm the ultimate badass. I'm gonna like kill I'm just gonna do whatever I want. Like he was constantly like so scared to make a move because I'm like he's still a 34-year-old guy that has had such trauma that he's like mentally trapped as like a 17-year-old when all that shit happened to him.
Yeah. And then like they do show a lot of stuff that traumatizes him again. Like when I don't know why I can never remember her name. The redhead chick, his cousin. Eris. When he's trying to do that fake kidnapping and it turns into a real kidnapping. And then Elaine chops those dudes' head off and he just stares at them.
Yeah, and like it's like they kind of foreshadow it later too, where that's one of the reasons he can't really get into sword fighting because that event like traumatized him so much he can't
That
get
close
his legs.
combat.
Yeah,
And
he
then
can't
when
get his legs to react.
later on when he gets Dead End together and they go out
Yeah.
on that first adventure and they got the group of like real low level adventurers out there and they're fighting I think it was a giant snake. I watched
Oh,
it.
the like
Was
the
it a
red
snake?
copper-headed
I
snake
watched
or
it
whatever.
today and I don't remember. And he's
What's
like,
this
he's making his group wait because he wants to be the big hero, and then the one dude just gets fucking killed.
Yeah, and and then the one dude yells at him after like, "Why'd you make me wait? We could have saved them like forever ago." And he was like, "I wanted to look cool," and he's like, "That's not how this shit works."
Yeah,
Yeah. I think that was Dead End. I think the actual dude's Dead End plus Adam.
Yeah, the actual dead end. Which again, so I like that
Ruger.
stuff. Yeah, I like
That's
too
it.
how like at least
What was
the,
his
like the
race
last
called?
Superb, right?
the
Superb.
suit.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
So
Superb,
I
yeah.
liked that. Who was Rudy's first trainer? The girl, the blue hair girl.
Oh, Roxy.
Roxy.
Yeah.
When he first finds out Roxy's a demon, she mentions the Superbs.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
says stay away.
And they
If you ever meet one with green hair and a red gem,
Yeah,
stay away because
they're at the very beginning and they start laying that groundwork.
When we were
Yeah.
talking about foreshadowing, I was gonna say they actually foreshadowed. The only thing they foreshadowed was the Superb, but then we kind of just went off into the lead. So I just was like, but
Yeah.
I really like that
And
foreshadowing.
then as soon as he gets teleported, he just like the
yeah,
dude's just there.
like that's the first thing you see
He's-
is Superb.
Yeah.
I always forget his name. Ruger.
Oh, it's like it's like Roujiet or something. Like it's.
I imagine there's a silent Z in there.
Probably.
I like Ruger. He's probably my favorite character. He's
he
cool
was
silent
awesome.
guy.
Like his backstory
that's
too is
cool.
like super dark. Where he's
Mhm.
like, yeah, I killed my kids, I killed my family, I killed my brother. And
killed
you're like,
everybody.
whoa. You're like, what? And he's like,
Yeah,
I
he killed
literally killed
everybody.
my entire race. Like we all killed each other, and then we started killing, and I was technically the strongest, so I technically killed everybody else, and well, here I am.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of who I like.
I like the redemption of the Superbs throughout the series.
It was nice. It's like a nice little subplot.
Yeah.
Where
It really is. Like that was probably my favorite moment of the whole series. He finds out that there's a curse, and then
it's almost gone.
Literally, just him doing the good deeds is lifting it.
Yeah,
right?
like
I really like in that last episode.
where he's like, "Hey,
dudes.
No one's gonna be just afraid of you now. Now you just have to really work hard to change the it's like everyone's gonna think but like the actual like unnatural fear of you is gone now. Now you just have to do good deeds and show people you're a good person because they're gonna remember that they should hate you, but they don't. So you just got to work on that part. But the rest
I really liked in that last episode when he sees those two guys and they're like, "Hey man, let me ask you a question. Is it true you have a gem in your head?"
Yeah. and he shows it and he's real nervous and they're like, "I'm gonna brag to everybody I saw you today." And he's like,
"That's so cool, gem head."
Yeah, and they're like, and he's like, "You're not afraid?" And they're like, "Why? You just saved our ass."
Like, no, that's cool, gem.
They're like, "Yeah, you have a good day." And then like they're just challenging him to a fight because he's so strong. It's just
he just needed a haircut. That's all he needed to change this.
Yeah, I think the thing that's like the thing that was kind of not unnecessary, but like it was kind of like good and kind of shitty was like at the very end of the season when they show Sylphie like in the magic school, and they're going over his application from 7 years ago. And they're like, "Why should we accept him?" Blah blah blah. And I'm like, "You're not gonna find him. Like clearly, like he's going on this adventure to find his mom. He's not gonna ditch it to be like, oh, I gotta go to magic school. I'll find her after."
Maybe he needs the magic school to find her.
Yeah, either that or it's like that's a long-term subplot of like season 3
magic school.
Yeah, season 2 part 2 magic school.
Things ain't going so well for his mom though.
Yeah.
No, yeah. So yeah, that was like it looked like to me like it was like she was captured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I couldn't
definitely
tell.
Captured.
I just couldn't tell by like what. I was trying to like it looked like a giant creature of some sort.
I don't know. Healing magic ain't helping her.
Yeah,
my only thought is that it has something to do with the man god.
Yeah, one of those.
Like he's keeping her captured because the dragon god is clearly a good guy at heart. Like clearly. Like he kills him and then she says something to him like what if he's and then he casts a healing spell and saves him and then And then
He's
they say,
a great guy.
yeah, and then
We
they
all
say his
love him.
backstory about how his curse makes it so everyone automatically hates him and fears him and stays away
Yeah.
from him. He's clearly the ultimate good guy here, who's actually trying to help them the whole time. Like, that seems kind of obvious, which makes me think, because he hates the man god so much, and when I'm just gonna call him Rudy because that's his dad's nickname and it's easier. Says to him, if your next advice helps me find my family, my whole family, and he says everybody, then maybe I'll trust you. And he just tells them about the maid and his other sister. Purposely does not mention his mom at all. And even when the demon goddess tries finding her, she can't. She's like, that's really weird. I can't get a lock. Like, and that's really unusual. And she's supposed to, like, the only people stronger than her would be the gods, which makes me think that the man god is keeping his mom captured so he can constantly control him and, like, send him places and watch his adventures. Because if he gets his mom back, he's never going to listen to this dude again because there's no incentive for him to do anything.
And he's really creepy.
It's a good point.
That's what I think. I think season 2, like part 2, he's gonna, like, there's gonna be like this big reveal, and he's gonna, like, team up with the dragon god to, like, take on the man god.
I think the dragon god's too much of an asshole to team up with anyone.
And yeah, that's if they break through his hard outer shell to get his soft nougaty center.
Nougat.
See, I was confusing him with the guy that attacked him. The dragon god, I think it was.
That's the dragon god.
Yeah, we're talking about the dragon god. Yeah, that's the dude that killed him. Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Okay.
The dude that killed him. Okay. Yeah, that's what we're saying. Is that guy's probably going to be like the good guy, the super good guy in the end, and it's going to be.
That's what you're
man.
saying. I
Yeah,
think
that's
that
what
dude's a dick.
That's my theory.
But I'm tracking with you on the man god thing. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, he
doesn't
weird.
seem like a good guy.
No, especially when he says, like, how do you know so much about this guy if you can't see him? And he's like, you know, I'm like, yeah, there's clearly some, like, obviously, like, did they tease that for a reason? But it's like, that's why I think, like,
and actually, I
bet you he's that Lapis guy.
What?
They mentioned Lapis as the one who gave the Superbs he passed on his curse to them.
You can't remember Rudy, but you remember Lapis?
Exactly. And the dragon god says, like, when Rudy casts, like, that last ditch effort of, like, all his mana and he just shoots it out, and the guy's like, he's on par with Lapis.
Didn't they say Lapis was something with the dragon god?
Lapis is the guy who led the demon rebellion or revolt or whichever one what it was, because when they go over the 7 strongest, they don't mention the man god. It's all these other people. Like, the man god's only been mentioned by the dragon god, which makes me think it's got to be this other guy, like, in a different body or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that was confusing.
I don't know. There's a lot of hooks that they left for season 2.
Definitely.
Hopefully they get a couple of bucks to make it look better.
Well, it seems like it's been pretty popular, so maybe.
Oh yeah.
Crunchyroll will.
Hopefully they don't blow it all on the Magic Explosion.
I hope we get another Simo dub.
Yeah.
There was a lot of, like, weird, like, because technically, so his first time was with, is she his first cousin?
No, their dads are second cousins.
Oh, so they're like third, fourth cousins or something? How does that? I don't know how it works.
It's very complicated. If their parents
they're distantly related, I guess.
Yeah, they're distant. It's fine.
Wait, no. Their dads are first cousins.
Their dads are first cousins, then they are.
Then they're
second cousins.
Then they're second cousins. Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I'm not here to argue genealogy with anyone.
It's still fun.
See, the thing that was funny, like, everyone's, like, talking about, like, the weird pedophilia thing, and I'm like, that's also more about everyone else in the world. Like, yeah, he's doing his thing, but, like, every girl that he talks to is older than him, and they're all secretly trying to jump his bones. Like, Roxy is clearly, like, she's like, what?
100,
40 or 50? No, her mom was 100.
Was she? Okay. I knew she was really old.
I think she said she was 40 or 50 or something, and I'm like,
40's
okay,
not that old.
For them, yeah. But I'm like, she's an adult, and she's clearly, like, referencing sleeping with him as soon as she can.
As soon as she gets old enough.
You're reading too much into it. Roxy was just being nice.
I think she did say
she's
that.
not a Home Depot girl, Mark.
Yeah, good point.
But it was
those Home Depot girls.
Huh. Yeah, because I made a comment somewhere, and it was like, but technically, aren't they like the same age or something?
The rest of Sylphie is the same age as him. Eris is 2 or 3 years older than him.
I thought she was only a year older.
No, she's at least 2. Because her 10th birthday, he was only like 8. Her 10th birthday was like almost right after he got there, and he was 7 when he got there. She's at least 2 or 3. 2 or 3 years older than him. Oh yeah, because when they're sleeping together and he says no, because he's like, you said we would wait till I'm 15, so we have to wait like 2 more years or something.
Yeah.
It's the numbers get us. We're not numbers guys.
We're not. Yeah, you can go back and watch past episodes and prove that we don't do math.
30 minutes
yeah,
now.
you can watch past episodes where I attempted to explain the math of our rating system, and as proof that we're not math people.
Oh, but I didn't like that everyone gets on Rudius for being like curvy, but no one talks about Roxy and how she was just like watching them go at it.
Yeah, or like the maid, that was like the maid seems normal, and all of a sudden it like turns out she's like a huge sexual deviant, like telling her daughter like, "Don't worry, you're gonna grow up to have a rocking body."
Yeah,
he's like, "What?"
Wasn't he like grooming her to?
He's like, "What do you?" She was grooming her to be her brother's maid, like what she's doing for his dad.
Ew.
See what I'm saying?
The other thing.
the other thing, because as soon as he saves her from being like kicked out or whatever, after it's revealed his dad got her pregnant, she's like, well, he saved me, so I'm gonna make sure that this kid serves him. Like, so she's been grooming her daughter her whole life.
That's such a weird family dynamic.
It really is. Like, hey, this guy is gonna be your half brother, and your entire life's purpose is to do whatever he wants.
And then even with the dad, like, this is your dad, but you're also his maid.
Yeah. Like this is your dad and your stepmom, but you have to clean up after them and draw them baths and
Cinderella.
And stuff. Yeah, a weird Cinderella thing. And like also how randomly, like, so the Roxy's the 7th prince guy, the really pervy guy who like set up the mage trap to like rape Roxy or whatever.
With a strong brother.
So that's what I want to get into, but like also a weird random plot hole in this guy's plan to capture Roxy and rape her and all that. It's a barrier. You can't get in.
Yeah.
You can't get out or in.
I don't know if that was as much of a plot hole as it was just him being stupid. Yeah.
Yeah. Up to the part where like Rudy's just like, who are you going to tell? And he's like, what? He's like, how does anyone know I'm down here? You didn't tell anyone. But they'll figure it out. I don't think so. Pretty sure no one's coming. But yeah, that strong brother, all of them, they did random mention. They're like, oh yeah, there's the chosen children. And I was like, wait, what? They're like,
they were trying to. There was the swerve. They were trying to make you think the prince dude was the chosen child, but
I did think it was funny that it's his older brother who then turns out to be like, no, Rudy, you're my new master now, and I'm like,
because of your sex dolls.
Yeah, because of your sex doll. I'm like, the second this kid grows up, he's gonna have a dog that's probably gonna grow into some like gigantic dog beast who's gonna follow him around. Because they clearly tease that. They're like, oh, these spear beasts only come around when the world's in danger, and he'll pick a chosen hero to follow. I'm like, okay, pretty obvious who that is. And then he's going to have this prince who's strong he can rip your head off.
You think it's obvious.
He kind of ditched him. He kind of ditched the prince.
There's a lot of things coming out of left field. Like the demon princess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one that gives him the eye?
What?
Who they just all know about when he like tells the Strudard that he met her. He's like, oh, I didn't know she had resurrected. I was like, what?
I didn't know she.
What do you mean? What do you mean you didn't know she had resurrected herself?
Yeah, it's
like crazy. Everyone knows about her, and like, but like, everyone's like, but it's just that one thing. I'm like, What? That you just bump into her and she just gives you a demonic eye power?
Well, I mean, only if you buy her a drink or do
Buy her,
literally
yeah.
anything nice to her.
Pay her bar tab or whatever.
She did something for Roxy too, right?
Yeah,
Or she just
Roxy's wish was to find every member of
Yep.
Rudy's family to see where they were, and that's where they reveal like that's where
Okay.
she has like, oh, like your whole family's together, like the rest of the family's together. And she's like, oh, great, and she's like, oh, and Rudy's with the redheaded girl and the other guy, and that's when she realizes that dead end was Rudy the whole time. And then she can't get a lock on her mom because she's like, that's weird. She's like she's somewhere and she's alive, and I know that she's in this area. I just don't know. I don't know why I can't get a lock on her.
That bodes well for your theory.
It does, because like I feel like the only people that could block a demon empress's power would be one of the 7 gods or the man god.
Because I would ask for eye. I don't care.
Yeah,
Did
I know.
you see Rudy's eye? It was broken.
Well, that's the thing I didn't get is could they all see it? Because when he meets like people for the first time, like when he reunites with his dad and all that, but no one mentions it.
I assume no one could see it.
Yeah, I feel like it's just a thing that we can see that we know it's different because he has the power, and so it's a way for the viewer not to forget, but no one in the world can see it.
Now it's just essentially a shower god, right? Like that's what it is.
Yeah, he can, if he focuses, he can see into the future, but like he says his limit right now is 1 second.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now, just so I know obviously, but fill market on what Sharingan is.
I don't watch Naruto.
You don't?
I hate Naruto.
I'm thinking of Justin. Unfortunately.
Yeah, Justin loves Naruto. I hate Naruto.
Okay, so the Sharingan basically, you just want to know the powers of it. Just tell them the powers.
Yeah.
Okay, so
we know
basically,
what it is.
the Tomoes, you get like whenever a tragic event happens or something super emotional, you can basically see, like it's basically future sight, but they can tell what actions someone's going to take. Basically, like if they're doing hand signs, they can read it and copy it. Basically at that point, and they can copy jutsu and all of this.
And Rock Lee didn't have it, so no one really cares.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so pretty much that's essentially what he has is this like a growing one where he can just steadily see more and more.
So Naruto stole that from Jobless Reincarnation retroactively.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Yeah, proof. Yeah. Terrible people. That's what they get for making Naruto.
And Boruto.
Well, yeah. They'll pay for that. They'll pay for that eventually.
Oh, they're getting paid for it.
Yeah. All right. So, do you think it's
Boruto just ruined everything? Now there's a junior everything out.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for One Piece Junior.
Inuyasha Junior. Oh God.
I mean,
that's the one thing I don't. That's the one thing I'm actually confident will never happen because Oda is way too proud. He would never let that happen.
He has to finish One Piece.
Well, he said he has. He has said he's written the ending is done. He's written the ending. Now he's just filling in the.
Oh yeah, it's done.
He said it's like 2 or 3 arcs after Wano, and then it's done.
He's written the ending. He just has to write a way to get there.
Yeah, that's
and the ending is just some fever dream he wrote down that makes no fucking sense. And he's like,
the ending is lost. The ending is lost. Turns out Luffy did get killed by that serpent in the very first episode that Shanks saved him from. Everyone would riot. There'd be so much.
They're gonna riot regardless.
Oh yeah, no, because regardless of whether it is, people are gonna be pissed because the show's been going on.
You're looking at it wrong, guys. It's gonna turn out that this all of it was a flash forward, and Luffy has a Sharingan, and he's just seeing it his entire life.
And everything is Naruto.
And then he's a baby.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So that one of the things I like getting back to Jobless Reincarnation. One of the also things that I liked that they did with the main character on this one is that like they tease that he's gonna be like this awesome sword mage like combo guy, and like hey, every other main character he's gonna be a super badass that can do everything that no one else can, and then they're like, no, he's actually pure shit with the sword. So we're gonna.
Yeah.
He's going to
until he gets his eye. Didn't
His
he
eye
Well,
use
yeah,
help.
it
but he
though?
yeah, but he can. But now he just uses it for just mage stuff.
I
he
like
can just-
him single classing it.
Yeah, it's a nice touch. Just single mage combo this shit. I like his combination of stuff too. Like everyone else is just doing like that. You see casting spells is like pretty linear,
Yeah.
water, whatever. But he's like combining a lot of stuff. Which I thought was
He
kind
makes
of cool.
hot water.
He does.
He did a lot.
Yeah, he makes the hot water. He makes like the
uses-
fireworks. He does like
Makes
the
Dolls.
he does like the
I was just
spinning
about to say the
drill.
dolls.
He does like the spinning drill and then puts it on fire.
Yeah, I kind of like the way they changed the system of ranking, but they really didn't. They just changed the names, like the prince or whatever, king, class, weight, mages.
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff.
saint. Yeah, it's like I can't remember what the first one was, but he's a saint level.
Yeah.
Because he only knows one king. I don't know how it works.
There's
One king class spell or whatever.
You do a spell like one rank above what you are at or something.
I think
Yeah.
I think there's
'Cause-
baby, in training, rookie, champion, mega, and ultimate.
Probably.
Yeah.
I would
But
assume so.
That's
Yeah.
Digimon. It's a great reference.
It's all it's all the same. Every
'Cause I
ranking system's all the same.
It is. It's just different names.
They just change it up, but it's all the same thing. Like it seems like in this world, it's just you just read a different book, or someone just tells you a different spell, and then you just do it. Because it seems like he could, in theory, cast any spell he wanted to. He just doesn't know them.
Now he doesn't. Does this one have incantations? I don't. I'm getting them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone else
do?
but him
Him
and Sylphie.
can do it without. Okay. I was just making
He
sure.
still has to do it for healing,
Yeah, heal. Yeah, that's because he doesn't want to heal them.
but he
can't
doesn't
feel
want to
that.
heal. He should. He should learn more about healing, but he doesn't learn to do healing without.
Yeah. Did he
Yeah,
not
but
watch
the rest of
Redo
it,
of
he just
Healer?
for healing.
I said, did he not watch Redo of Healer? Because apparently,
Oh yeah.
being a healer is broken.
In this world, yeah, you can apparently heal from anything except death. But like
I mean,
that's where I
Demon
thought
Girl
healing was.
can-
I thought like they scaled it back, but in the beginning, I thought healing was overpowered because lightning strikes the horse, clearly killing it.
Mm.
It
The
seemed
horse was
like
still alive, and we don't know Roxy's healing ability.
it's true. We don't. We just know that she's now like she is obviously like crazy powerful, but
And maybe healing doesn't focus into their levels as much as attack magic.
yeah, that's true.
Probably not.
But
Because she knows one spell that's the highest rank, right?
Yeah, the lightning,
yeah,
Yeah,
the storm, whatever she called it.
well, that
Yeah,
that
that's
was just the king level spell.
it was. Okay, I thought it was.
Yeah, because when she goes away, she says that she went up a class, so now she's
now
she's considered a. When she gets to him, she's a king level with a king level mage. When
yeah, that's right.
when he hears from her 2 years later, she says, "Oh, I'm now a saint level, or a king level,
Yeah.
or a king level again, or I don't know, whatever." Which means that she can
Saint
do
was
saint
above
level
Saint,
spells.
wasn't it?
I thought saint was above king
I'm thinking
because
different.
yeah, I don't know.
I
don't know.
thought it was a really stupid system.
It doesn't make the names don't make any
just
sense
like
because
the
they don't.
name.
There's no correlation between the names. Like they don't go together. So it's hard to know what the ranking system is because they don't really go together all that well.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna
Right.
take back my thing because it is kind of confusing when you start actually thinking about it.
Yeah, because you're like it's not like it's like a deck of cards where you just read it in order. It's just like everything's a hodgepodge of 5 different words, and they're just like, "There's the rating system. Here you go. We created it, so deal with it."
Okay,
Okay, so,
it's beginner, intermediate, advanced, saintly, kingly, imperial, divine.
okay, so she was so she was
Saint.
no, just what was below king?
Saint.
Saint.
Yeah, so
It was
she
saint.
so she was a saint when she got to him. Now she's a king.
This is dumb. It doesn't matter.
I don't know, but yeah, I mean, overall, I thought it was like crazy good.
I just
I
like
thought it
the
was crazy
names.
good too. I think it's one of the best things we've watched in a while. Actually, we've been on
Yeah.
a pretty good streak.
Since VV, I'll go over the number for it, but I have it didn't crack my top 5, but it did mess up my top 10 ranking system.
Oh, that's nice. It's good when
Really?
it does that.
Yeah, I had to move a bunch of stuff around due to it. It made me It made me rethink about my number 6 and 7, and then realize that I had to move some stuff around because this show was like really good.
Doesn't bode well for Gundam.
That will always be number 1.
Yu Yu Hakusho dropped right down.
That'll be at number 2 forever. Okay, so here's this question that we can do rankings. Would you guys have killed her grandfather for not helping the kingdom? Because he like we said earlier, he saw the ball of whatever it was and never bothered to investigate it in any way.
Nah, probably not. I didn't kill my brother in Fable 3, so
I
mean,
or maybe not kill him, but like, do you think he was at fault at all for not investigating it at all and just kind of ignoring it?
No, I don't think he is at fault, because kind of like what he said earlier, like, if you live in a magical world, like, the demon lady just reanimated herself from death and no one knew about it.
Yeah, I mean, if that's commonplace enough, we're just like, well, there's a fucking magic ball again. All right.
Yeah, and I know.
Like,
for me, it's hard. For me, it's hard because it's like, because I get like the floating castle is always in the sky and all that stuff. Like, it's been floating for like hundreds of years or whatever. Like, I put a little bit of blame on him only because even if all that crazy stuff is commonplace, it's still like stuff that everyone has heard about at some point. Like, everyone has heard about this demon girl resurrecting. Like, they may not know when she does it, but they know that she does it. Like, they've all heard about that kind of stuff before. No one in the kingdom at all had ever seen anything like that. That was a brand new phenomenon. And considering their biggest fear is that these demons are going to uprise again after, 400 years where tons and tons of people were killed, I put a little bit of blame on him for not investigating it at all, because I'm like, you admitted no one has ever seen this before, and there's a deep fear that the supers are gonna rise again and kill everybody. So for you not to investigate it at all, it's a little bit of fault on you.
3 of them left. There's nothing to worry about.
Yeah, there's only one.
Well, yeah, but they don't know. Yeah. Well, that was part of the curse, is that they don't know that. They think that they're just secretly building.
Well, there's more. He was the only one from his tribe. There's more Superds.
Yeah, there is more. He says there's more, but he's the leader of their warriors. Well,
and that was
like left.
And your reason for
spear
condemning him is kind of why I feel like he should get away with it. Because like it's basically like, okay, it's a new world. You don't know that meteors rain from the sky. And I'm talking about like the main character, but that's what I'm saying. I put a little blame on the grand. Like, it never happened before. It's an unnatural, like, it's something that's unnatural. Like, how can you expect him to know that it would have been bad?
Right.
No, I'm not even saying knowing it was bad. I'm saying investigate it at all.
Is he at fault for ignoring it?
Like, that's where I'm saying I put a little bit of blame on him, because he didn't check on it at all. Because when right when the sky changes, like, because they clearly they tell already, like, oh, if anyone had checked it out, they would have been able to tell that it was full of mana. Like,
so I didn't know.
If they had investigated it, like, it was clearly full of mana, because right as the sky starts changing and like the orb like does anything, or when Roxy, not Roxy, the Celeste, whatever her name is, the beast lady, she pulls off her eye patch, and she's like, whatever demon eye she has, like, she clearly has some sort of demon eye. She like scans the thing and can tell it's full of mana, and she's like, we should get out of here. And it's like, no one had ever bothered to check on it, because the Lord had just said,
just
hey,
a magic
it's
ball.
It's nothing, ignore it.
Way.
Don't worry about it. So no one ever bothered checking on it. And if they had looked at it, they would have been able to tell this thing is full of mana. Mind you, they wouldn't have known it was going to explode or anything, but they would have been like, maybe we should investigate this farther. But because he said don't bother with it, no one ever did.
Fair enough. Yeah. But I feel like it couldn't have just been. I think
that argument gets too political.
Yeah, it couldn't have been in just his region, though.
It was.
it was just in his region and
Yeah.
it affected everyone.
The explosion was that big,
Yeah. I mean,
Oh,
it
well,
started with
yeah.
that magic ball.
but it was just
Okay.
it was just in his region because they talk about like, oh, is this anywhere else? And they're like, no, it started here, but it was just here. So
Huh.
yeah, it was just him. That's why he was like, yeah, no one's ever seen this before. Because it had never happened. It was only in his area.
I don't know.
But now the question is who put it there, because clearly someone did.
I don't know. Mark, you're arguing harder, so I agree
He
with
wins.
you a little bit.
I actually he changed my mind.
I'm mostly with you, Sai. I mean, it's just
No,
another
yeah,
magic
again,
thing.
no, I'm not saying like
a
killing
long list
blame.
of weird magic things
Yeah.
that are happening.
Yeah, I'm not
I
saying
put in
killing
stock
blame.
in it.
I'm just saying my opinion. He deserves a little bit of blame for not checking it out.
Yeah,
You know?
I
I
think
think he deserves blame for his godforsaken grandchild.
Well, yeah. There's a lot of he's got a weird family dynamic.
Yeah,
That's
they
for
all
sure.
do. That's just a weird family tree.
Yeah, they really do. All right. Any final thoughts before we do rankings?
One character I really liked was the dude that Rudius meets in prison. I really like that guy.
Geese.
Yeah,
Geese.
the monkey guy.
But
That's what
out
I
of
called him.
nowhere, just boss. I'm like, what? Like, why are you so willingly ready to follow?
Okay.
Yeah, what
I will say I hated when they met and Rudy was naked. It's not.
You seem
something
very
that needed to
what was the
happen.
line? You seem overly confident for a naked dude.
Yeah.
And then he's massaging him by laying on his back or sitting on his back or whatever while Rudy's still naked. It's like, all right.
I did like Geese though. I'd like
Geese
to
was
see more
great.
of him.
My only thought was, do you think Geese knew who he was the whole time?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Because doesn't he go straight back to his dad?
Go straight to Paul. Yeah,
he goes straight back
to Paul, and he informs him about him. I think, right? Or
no,
after Rudy met him.
No, after Rudy meets him, he teases. So he doesn't tell Paul until after they're leaving, and Paul and the girls are like getting a meeting together to go investigate another area. And Geese goes, "Oh, I'm gonna go to this place because the Great Forest has already been checked out."
Yeah,
and that's where the Beast people were. And his dad. That's when his dad makes the connection. Like, that was my son that you had that adventure with the Beast people.
That's true. Okay, yeah.
But yeah, it made me think, like, because he was so willing. He was so willing to call him boss immediately. Where I was like, he had to have known the whole time, based on like just conversations with Paul. Like, oh, this is Paul's kid. Holy shit!
Maybe it was just because he was so confident naked.
Yeah,
that just kind of blew him away.
I mean, wouldn't you want to follow a guy who was that confident?
That's true.
When he was that naked.
Yeah, if you walked into a prison, this dude's naked, and he's like, "What's up? Welcome." You'd be like, "Fuck, all right, man, where are we going?"
But yeah,
when we busting out of here.
You guys just keep saying weirder and weirder shit, man.
It's a weird show.
It's a weird show.
It was a weird show. It was a great show, but it was a weird show.
Yeah, but no, he had to have known then, because if he was searching the forest specifically for Paul's,
it seemed like he was in the forest to search for Paul's family, and then he tells Paul, "There's no need to look because I already found the family that was there."
Yeah.
Also, okay, this is just me. Like, it's just funny to me. Also, like his dad is like just this downtrodden person. He spent a year and a half looking. What is that barking?
My puppy. We got a new puppy.
Oh,
she's.
He spends like a year and a half looking for his family and can't find anything. And Rudy just stumbles upon half the family like in a week.
Yeah, and he gets fussed at for not finding them.
Yeah, but Paul's right, man. Paul's like, you ain't a normal kid. You could have found them in a week if you wanted to. And then he fucking proves Paul right.
And then he does. He's like, I found him in a week. Like, there you go. He's like, turns out I can just say who I am. And everyone's like, oh, shit. All right.
He also was on a completely different continent.
Well, that was Geese's whole argument. Like, that is like, you're being unreasonably stupid to an 11-year-old kid right now.
Yeah.
He's built different.
He's like, who gives a shit? He's 11.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter. He's 11. Stop
he had to get a
stupid.
job. He had to fight with a horseman who was trying to.
I love too how like his answer to like, oh, you would have asked to bring Sylphie with you is I'm gonna attack you and knock you out. But the rest of the family knows because they're all like, bye, I hope you have fun. See you when you get back. And he's like, what? And then his dad's like, all right, time to knock your ass out.
Paul was not a great parent.
He
Maybe at
was
all.
not. Because also, when I'll say this, then we'll do rankings. Like when he sleeps with the maid or whatever that day, and they show him sleeping with the maid, like, and she's like, oh, it's my fault because I seduced him, and I'm like, and then they show it, and it's just her with the door cracked open, and she's just bathing herself after he just got done having sex with his wife, and I'm like, that's the seducing? You with your door slightly cracked open, bathing yourself, and that's enough.
She was pretty hot.
No, she is, but she said it was her fault. She said it was her fault because she seduced Paul and made him cheat. And I'm like,
okay, but we saw one time that they had sex.
Yeah.
That was probably the start of until she got. And that was that one time, and he knocked her up one time. Because they did say for Rudy it was one and done. They tried once and they got him.
He just got strong forms, man.
I know. That's true.
He's built different.
He also clearly wasn't supposed to be born.
What do you mean?
Which is the dragon god says Paul doesn't have a son, he has 2 daughters.
Oh.
And then his next question is, does the name man god mean anything to you?
Oh.
And he says yes, and he goes, so you're an apostle of the man god.
I never caught that.
So he clearly isn't supposed to be born. So someone, probably the man god or someone, the man god says it's not him, but someone made him exist in that world when he wasn't supposed to.
I don't trust the man god anymore.
No, I don't.
I used to be 100% team man god until you came along, Mark.
You just ruined it. He was the Hisoka of Michelle.
We thought he was just a good dude, you know?
Yep.
Aside from all the stuff he did.
Turns out he's an asshole, and Rudy wasn't supposed to be born.
I just thought he was the Hisoka of the show.
Like I said, I just binge watched it, and that line just stood out to me because the Dragon God's just like, no, he's like, what are you talking about? Paul doesn't have a son. He has 2 daughters.
You're gonna make me rewatch this whole anime.
It's not that long. It's worth a rewatch.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, but I'm watching
it would be worth a rewatch.
Well,
I would rewatch it.
You were gonna rewatch it when season 2 came out, so
you might as well just do it now. Like, this is an anime I would rewatch if like someone had never seen it and they were like, oh, I've wanted to watch it. I'd be like, let's do it. Let's watch it again.
I'm rewatching.
It's cool. You and Cameron can watch it.
Yeah. So many life lessons. So many.
The ones you don't want to teach him. So that's
the ones you don't do any of this. Oh man! All right,
don't do what Paul does.
Well, yeah. Do we want to do rankings?
Yeah, I mean we do them every week, so
that's true. All right. So if this is your first time watching, really quickly, watch Yu Yu Hakusho. Look at the demon ranking system. That's our rating system. F through S. S tier being like cracking your top 5. Pluses and minuses both apply. So Sai, we'll have you go first.
Does it skip a letter? Because I know some of them do.
We don't skip any letters.
Yeah. Just F through S. So like F D C B A S.
See, I was asking if you. Okay.
Literally
the E's if you want.
I mean, technically, yeah.
It doesn't
technically,
matter,
just the demon ranking system for you, like literally the demon ranking system for Yu Yu Hakusho.
I give it an A. Like it's probably, if I had to put it, probably top 20.
Okay, pretty solid. Josh,
yeah,
definitely the best isekai though.
Yeah, that's saying that against modern stuff. There's a lot of isekai now. I like it a lot. Yeah, I give it an A+. It's top 10 for me. It's up there with VV's.
Yeah. I'm giving it an A+ as well. It is number 7 on my top 10. So I put VV. I moved Demon Slayer down to number 8, and I put
keep moving.
I put VV at number 6, and I put Jobless Reincarnation at number 7. So it cracked my top 10. A+. It's so good.
What did it knock out of your top 10?
Probably Yamamushi Pedal.
Oh no! You okay, Si?
Because that was in my top 10. I don't know.
Yeah,
Actually, you know
I'm
what?
good.
No, actually,
I just didn't know anyone else liked that show.
oh, I love it. It's so good. I loved it. I
Not
loved
enough.
it. It's so good.
Let me rephrase
I'm
that.
literally sorry, I'm the sports anime guy here. I will watch
I love
any sports anime.
I love sports. Are you watching Aoishi?
Not yet. I just finished Yamushi. Well, I watched the seasons that are on Netflix. I gotta watch
It's real good.
I gotta watch seasons 3 and 4 of Yamushi Pedal because they're both on Crunchyroll. Because season 5 is about to drop.
But let me say,
actually, you know what? No, I'm gonna say I'd have to reevaluate my top 10. But honestly, like giving it serious thought, it probably kicked out Demon Slayer. If I'm gonna be honest.
yeah, because that little engine that likes pushing that little bikey up the mountain can't go out your top 10.
Yeah, if I'm putting real thought into it, I'm actually probably gonna say Demon Slayer probably is gonna be dropped out of my top 10 because like Vivi was so good it had to crack my top 10. Vivi was amazing.
Demon Slayer has no place in anyone's top 10.
And then
It needs
this
to be gone.
This
Unless
was
you're
insane.
talking about animation only.
Oh my
well, animation,
God, this is the best animation
animation's
that's ever existed.
Yeah, animation is like
Undoubtedly.
S plus. See, okay, here's my opinion on Demon Slayer. When I first watched season 1, I was like, "This is number 6." Like, it was number 6. I thought it was amazing. But then, as I am watching more and more anime, I think back to watching Demon Slayer, and I'm like, kind of bad. And it just has slowly been falling on my list. The more anime I've been watching.
I remember I was watching Demon Slayer, and I was like, this is the absolute most beautiful Inuyasha gender swap fanfic I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it's but like I said, this Jobless Reincarnation, it's number 7. It's on par with Levi Florite. It's an amazing isekai. It's an amazing anime. I would recommend it to everybody to watch. It's so good.
Agreed.
Yeah, agreed. It is. And I was gonna say, I wanted to change my statement about Yamushi Pedal. I'm not surprised that someone else likes it. I'm just surprised that another male likes it.
Oh yeah, it's very they lean towards the female side.
Yeah, it's one of those boy shows.
It is, but I thought it was great. I loved Yamushi Pedal. It was so good. So if this is your first time listening, we have a fancy wheel that you can only catch if you go to our YouTube.
One of the best wheels we have on the show.
It's the best wheel that's on this show. Let's be accurate here.
Jesus.
There's 85 on here. It's not enough.
God dang.
It needs to be so large. The goal is to get this wheel filled with so many anime that the wheel glitches whenever I spin it, and it just eventually stops freezing and picks something, but it can't actually spin. But Sai, we always give the guests an option to recommend 2 anime before we spin.
Really good ones.
Because that's what happened with Jobless Reincarnation. Someone literally recommended it. We spun the wheel and it landed on Jobless Reincarnation.
It didn't happen. You're thinking of Monster.
I know the last time I was here, I recommended Reborn.
Yeah, that's still on here.
Okay. So don't recommend that one.
You recommended what?
Reborn.
Yeah. I'm waiting for that one.
Right here.
Yo, so good. I'm actually rewatching that one now.
So you have anything even like you? It's like two new ones. If you,
do y'all
think of like
World Trigger.
World Trigger.
World Trigger.
Yeah, Mark. Here's how much you liked World Trigger. We've already reviewed it, and you don't remember it.
Oh, really? Oh, well, then clearly, yeah. Then clearly, I didn't enjoy it. Like if I don't remember it at all.
You didn't like it? It's so good though. I love World.
It's a magic girl anime about space, about aliens from another world called Visitors.
Oh, no, they're called Neighbors.
Neighbors. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah,
like
you
that.
It's a slog for the first bit.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
The first season is 13 episodes. The second season is like 130.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
No, I thought that was backwards. I thought it was like 100 something for the first, and then second was like 13, because the new seasons are short.
But all right, any other ones you'd want to recommend, or I can just like pull up a list of like top animes of the year and just add to.
I'm gonna say, does it need to be finished?
No.
No.
Tokyo 24th Ward. I think that was
The
out
2044.
24th Ward.
Oh, 24th
WAR.
War.
Duh, with a D at the end.
Oh, okay. Ah.
Do I want to be mean and make y'all watch something really bad? Like Bubblegum
No.
Crisis.
If the wheel will never land on it, it doesn't matter.
I know.
Yeah, the wheel clearly hasn't liked to torture us in the past.
Hmm.
Or I'll just add on this one I just stumbled upon.
Put Aoishi on it.
Aoishi.
Make them watch sports anime.
That's true. All right. Let's
Nothing
see what we
against
got.
sports anime. I just don't like watching fan service movies when I've never seen any of the series.
It was a bad. Okay, we blame Justin. That's not what I would.
Yeah.
Blame Justin.
Why do y'all listen to Justin?
I don't know. Let me save this real quick. All right. So those of you, if you're listening for your first time, we're going to spin the wheel. This is what we're going to review in 2 weeks on the 17th. This will be when this gets reviewed. So let's see what we got.
Come on, Yu Yu Hakusho.
Let's watch. I want to watch it. Let's watch it again so I can review it. Oh fuck!
Rock that shit! Oh man! Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z. All right.
Ooh,
that's perfect.
And you can't
man.
watch Kai. You can't watch Kai.
No, it's
It
Dragon Ball
doesn't
Z.
say Kai.
We start with season 1 of Dragon Ball Z.
Excellent. Raditz, we're coming for you, buddy.
Yeah. Still one of my favorite people in Dragon Ball Z is Raditz.
So that's excellent. That plays into our big announcement about our next trivia.
Yeah.
At the end of the month, we're doing our monthly trivia, and it's going to be Dragon Ball themed. All Dragon Ball questions. So
The original Dragon Ball?
Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball
Okay,
GT,
okay.
Dragon Ball Super, Dragon Ball
You can
Kai,
leave GTO.
the movies.
And I have only
the
I've watched a
fanfic
lot
I
of the
write in my head,
movies.
all of it.
And I've only watched Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. So
Really?
That's gonna get
You didn't
bad.
watch? You didn't watch? GT?
I watched most
You
of
didn't-
GT,
You
but
didn't
not
see
like
the Purr dance?
no, I did that. I saw that.
It's 64 episodes.
I
Let's
watched
just
most of GT
do
because it was when I started watching GT is when Toonami like couldn't make up their mind on keeping episodes in order. So it was like I would tune in 1 week and it would be like near the beginning of GT, then I would watch 2 weeks later and it'd be like at the end.
Didn't they show like the same episode of Dragon Ball Z for like months at a time?
because they didn't have the rights yet for the
Yep.
new stuff.
So they just went back to the beginning and showed it again. Yeah. But all right, so
Gave me a chance to pull out the VHS tape and record it.
It was
yeah.
fine. I loved it.
I don't think we know what we're doing next week yet, right?
Next week is a secret.
Yeah.
That's what we say when we don't know what we're doing.
Big secret.
I know I gotta
but-
watch a whole anime.
How much of Dragon Ball Z do you
7,
want to watch?
All of it.
All of it?
All like through Majin Buu?
Yes.
It's what, 288 episodes? It's not that many.
Yeah, in 2 weeks. That's
Just
what?
put it on 2 times.
10
You've
no.
seen it already.
I'm going
Well-
to finish Stranger Things tonight.
I still gotta watch the new season.
2 times speed with a
Fucked
dub.
up.
Yeah, I'm curious here. So it's how many episodes it is? Is it actually like 280?
I thought 288, but I wouldn't swear to
288.
it. I used
Okay,
to know all this.
If it is 288, that's about 20 episodes a day.
291.
291,
91. So we're not watching. No, we're going to stick with what we always do.
20 a day.
One
season.
season or 26 episodes.
Yeah.
Whatever.
First season of Dragon Ball, which is it'll be the Raditz arc, right?
Yeah,
Up
watch
through-
the Saiyan Saga. Just watch
It'd
it.
be
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Saiyan saga.
Saiyan Saga, yeah. That's a great saga.
Mhm.
Can we just
landed on Dragon Ball Z?
can we just
I don't
pick
know
the
if I
Cell?
mentioned
Can we
it,
just
but I like
pick the
Dragon
Cell
Ball.
saga? Because that's my favorite.
Does the Saiyan Saga include Vegeta?
Yeah,
He's
it's
the
the
Okay,
Vegeta.
I was just
The
looking
Saiyan
for it.
saga ends with the whole him and Nappa thing.
I'm asking like I need to watch it.
You can
Yeah,
watch
yeah.
it. No one's stopping you.
Yeah. So
Oh,
we'll say okay. So
I've
we'll
watched
say
it
Saiyan
like 20
Saiyan
times.
Saga for Dragon Ball Z. Did you guys see the thing? I'm only mentioning it because it's. I saw something pop up that Cell is coming back.
I don't know.
Is that true or no?
I
Are
have
you
no
talking
idea.
about Breakers?
I don't know. I saw something that said that the next villain, because apparently Gohan is strong again.
Gohan's gonna get strong to fight the Red Ribbon Army. I don't know if Cell's gonna be there.
Like, I don't know. I saw something that said like Gohan finally achieved the power he should have, and that I saw it's like Toriyama had. I'm gonna look it up really quick.
I typed in Dragon Ball Z Super Cell into Google, and I see a video on YouTube saying Cell in Dragon Ball Super superhero confirmed. I don't know how valid that is, but someone else
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm-
Whose
confirming it.
video is that, Mark? Yours?
Geekdom
the guy
101.
it's the guy who created Dragon Ball. What was it's Toriyama, right? Or,
Yeah, Akira
Toriyama.
Toriyama.
yeah, Toriyama. Yeah.
I don't know. If Geekdom says it, he probably saw him in the background of.
Probably saw
I
it.
mean, he was one of the first dudes to point out Broly. So
Yeah, I don't know. It might not be, but I don't know. I thought I saw something about
I mean,
Gohan getting strong again, or
I feel like Cell would be better than these two new, unnamed Red Ribbon
Yeah.
schmucks.
I don't know.
It-
But
If
stay
you wanna-
tuned for surprise next week. Sai, before we close out, all you want to plug your stuff?
Yeah, sure. You could catch me at the Simpin for Senpai podcast. The link will probably be in the description because I don't have it off the top of my head. Because I'm not Ash. But yeah, that's usually where you can catch me. Yeah, I wasn't prepared for that part.
that's fine. You're good, Si.
That's fine.
Sorry to put you on the spot by giving you a chance to say a website. Are there any other websites you like? Like you into Google, you like Bing or anything?
I don't think how
Are you more of an Ask Jeeves man?
Are you guys a rated R show?
No.
No. Okay.
He's like, guys, you gotta check out that hub.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say MD.
Oh, yeah.
The doctor. You got to meet the doctor. But
The
no, I'm a
doctor.
Google guy. I'm a Google
Alright.
guy.
Classic.
I guess I use Brave on my computer, but
Classic. Josh, you
Uh,
want to close us out?
All right, kids. We appreciate you snaking into your dad's room and sliding that dusty box out from under the bed. Now we need you to rewind the tape back to where it was, sprinkle a little dust back on the box and slide it back under there, and then tune in next week to do it all over again.
See ya.
RVT.